Hello Alex and welcome to your video technique analysis. Let's get to it. Thank you so much for the videos, looks great. There we are. So this is the overhead carry. This guy definitely didn't see your camera. But again, that's okay. Well done for the first one. And I mean, this is one of those exercises where you need the space. So it's kind of like sometimes it could be weird, like with the other members. But one thing that I would do, you see like on the left of this video, there is a little corridor. So you can just set like a bottle and just aim for that bottle so people know that you're aiming for something. But then like how to see this exercise. So this is a little bit of a total body core exercise. So you have a little bit of shoulder mobility in here and a little bit of core contralaterally. As a main focus of the exercise. So what I want you to do is to lock the elbows and keep the weight overhead, like keeping the shoulder down. So really like try to maintain an upright posture, okay? But try to walk with decision, like try to walk like you would walk quickly, like if you didn't have the kettlebell. This will allow like the muscle at the bottom, this will make your shoulder very healthy because it will allow the muscle at the bottom of the shoulder blade to really work to stabilize that upper arm. Okay, so the goal here is to lock the elbow, okay, and then walk adding speed. So the fact that your core will have to really work to stabilize the whole movement. I like your nails, by the way. And this exercise for you, it's key. As in, like you do it very well. I think it's an exercise that we should keep, like even moving forward. We probably like throw some more, like we'll keep some sort of body weight exercises. But like again, if you think about it, like it's super healthy. And like it's almost impossible to get hurt, like if you keep the elbows in this position. So I mean, this is like if you want to get an exercise that challenge your chest with like no problem on wrist and shoulder, like do this, and like it's really good. And you can totally see that your legs are getting leaner. I have to say, like on this one, I like the movement on the... Yes, I like the movement on the upper arm. I think you could just like... Yeah, I was saying like, I feel like the legs could be a little bit more like at 90 degrees. Like that's all I'm saying. Like it feels like they are a little bit more close, so you're a little bit more hip dominant. But again, like the purpose of the position is to create stability, and I think like nothing should change because I think it looks really good. Ideally, I'd like to have a little bit more stretch on that. Yeah, on that lats. Like when you go forward, like really like feel the stretch on the lats, because it tend to be like kind of a short movement otherwise. But I'm gonna take like a little reference because I want you to have a clear idea. Like let's look at this guy, lift, run, bang, Paul Carter. So I mean, he's a huge dude, so definitely like biomechanics play a role. When you are bigger, like you have just a shorter range of motion. But look, he's doing like a single arm row with a little bit more range of motion. Of course, like look at this one. Like you have that control, but not too much, right? You don't want to have like a passive stretch. Like so long. I definitely went like longer with my range of motion in the past, okay? And again, like this is a huge dude, so like we have our differences, but I think like if you can aim, and it's really challenging to find that balance sometime between stretch and active range of motion, like where is it really? Like it's not so easy to find out. I think you can just play with a little bit more range of motion there. Oh, you took another one, I think? Yeah, you see, like now you're closer, but look, like the back knee, it's not under the bum anymore, so it's a bit more forward. So the thing is, when that happens, like it's easier to kind of use the hip flexor and the upper back more. So make sure that you have knees at 90 degrees, or even a bit more if you like, and keep the back knee under the hips, just aligned. But great job there, like. Great job here, nothing to change. Now this one you really nailed it. Fantastic. I think we can add load. Let me see the last few reps. It is hard and I like it. Alright, I challenge you to increase the load on this one. Yes, very good job. Very good job. If you could help and keep that elbow in the same position and just extend it. See, like it moves a little bit across the elbow, okay? The side on that position where you feel like you can just contract the muscle at the end and then leave the elbows there without like letting it comes across the body. But hey, it's a minor difference. I think like the exercise overall looks good. Hey, don't resist the urge to touch the weight. Why do I say this? And this is the concept that I like you to apply to every exercise. Like, same, for example, take the dumbbell incline press. Like, you wouldn't go as low as you could, right? You want to come as low as you can with the active range of motion, within the active range of motion. So it's not to say that the bottom is not active, but you're using what to come up? If you, let's say that you touch the floor with each rep with the weight, what allows you to come off the floor until I tell you where. Like from here, from the floor to here, it's not the front glute, right? But it's more like the back leg and a mix of like passive structure. So we want to come down a little bit slow, using that front leg, slow, 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 and stop where you feel like you wouldn't be able to go down anymore using that front leg. This is the concept of active range of motion. Yeah. The exercise looks good. I just think that we get a lot of help at the beginning from the back leg, which like might make you feel like you're using your back a little bit. So if you have like a sense of, ouch, my back kind of feel pumped, it's because you're using your back the first part, okay? So feel free to like come down at about the first 2/3 of the shin, okay? So just stop a little bit lower, which will make the exercise easier, I have to say. Which you can load it more. It will allow you to load it more. Fantastic. Fantastic. And you know, like this is because I want you to know, like the different part of the range of motion have different stimulus. So we get very good stimulus because our muscles are sensible to the tension, and there is a very big component of when the muscle are trained through longer range of motion and in a position that elicit the stretch of the muscle. So here, the muscle have to work exponentially harder than here. Right here, why? Because the muscle, the line of the gravity is aligned with the fibers of the muscle. So basically, like the muscle, even if you feel like you would feel your glutes, even if you squeeze them when you stand, that doesn't mean that your muscle are challenged. Okay, so I like a little squeeze at the top, but I wouldn't like this extreme hip extension. Congrats, because like it shows that you want to use the full range of motion. But if anything, I'd like you to calm down, slow, 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 slow. That's very good. Pause, come up explosively. Just slow down a little bit here. There is no need to add full power at the top. Okay. If anything, I'd like you to cut a couple of inches of range of motion at the top. Okay. But yeah, happy to see that the deadlift is a solid exercise. So it's gonna help. Like we're gonna keep it. We wanna be like pillar here, and it's not. Yeah, I like you to turn yourself out a bit. So I'm gonna send a video. Let me take a note so I can send it to you straight after the video. So we need to basically like have the cable a little bit less out. I'm gonna show you. It's gonna make sense. You know, Alex, I think you really improved on this one, and I'm really proud of you. Really good. Imagine you're doing the opposite of a neutral grip chin up. That's really good. We saw this one that was perfect. I think I really like the fact that you are, a little bit off the bench with the hips. I think that will make, if you think about it, if you were seated on the bench, that would be an incline row. Instead, like this is an horizontal row, which target perfectly the upper back. Really good on this one. Fantastic. I cannot save it, but I will take a video because it looks good. Yes, it looks good. Not good, perfect. Your incline press and many of the upper body, like the deadlift is great. And I think like it's good, like even this one is good. It's really good. Look, that's the concept of active range of motion. If you go all the way down and you extend the arms all the way, there is a moment if you focus on your bicep where you look at it and you actually go down, like the tension goes down. So like that's not necessarily a good thing because we know from research that when we manage to keep a constant tension in the muscle, like we have a better growth. So we need to do that. And like you're doing it here, like you can see it visually, but that rep was a little bit shorter. Now that is a long again. So you see when I say consistency in the repetition, like look, this rep starts from here, there. So that's your current active range of motion. But look at the next rep, it's much shorter. Wait. This is still good. Still good. Still good. Maybe I didn't see it properly. It looked like there was a rep that was a little bit shorter. And you see like the challenge of like doing consistent range of motion, right? It's not easy, and it's a good thing to look at the video and just remind ourselves that when we change the technique, like the difficulty of the exercise change. So yeah, I see the challenge. Like I think like we should lower the weight. I think like be like, yes. So think of this as a double leg deadlift. And I'm gonna add like a couple of explanation for these 3 exercises. So you have a little support, visual support. And the next week, I think I will record it from the phone so that from the laptop so that you can see me as well. There you go. You're getting there. And then visualize like using the quads to come up. It's much better. Much better. Well done. I'm so happy to see that. Let me see. There is definitely a component of like squeezing the quads at the top so that they allow you to pre-activate them. I think even like looking at not looking down, but looking forward slightly up allow you to have even a better torso position, but looks really good. Here we have a picture, I think by mistake, and that makes it. So I'm gonna wrap it up and I'm gonna send you the check-in a moment.